So you failed the 2024 bar exams. What now? Before I tell you my story, let me give you a brief context. On December 13, 2024, the Supreme Court of the Philippines released the results of the bar exam. And out of 10,490 aspiring lawyers, only 3,962 or 37.84% passed the bar exams. Historically, the passing percentage of the Philippine Bar Exam ranged anywhere between 20 to 30%. Since 2009, the lowest percentage was in 2012 with 17.76%. On an interesting note, the highest percentage was 72.28%, and I believe this exam was right after the COVID-19 pandemic. Regardless of the passing rate, it still sucks not to see your name among the list of the successful bar takers. Take it from me. I took the bar exams 3 times. I took it in 2013, 2017, and 2018. And each time I took it, I wholeheartedly believed that I would make it. Now on to my story. The first time I took it, I was a fresh law graduate. So naturally, everything I learned in law school was still fresh on my mind. When the results came in, about 6 months after the exam, I was even expecting to be part of the top 10. I didn't make it. Hell, I didn't even make the list. The passing rate was 22.18%. What was my reaction? I remember during the day of the results, I was with my classmate from law school, who's also a lawyer now. His name is Earl and is now the Associate Dean of Philippine Law School. Hi, Earl. And I could see at that time that he was getting a lot of messages, he was getting phone calls, and those calls were, from what I could hear, were congratulatory. I, on the other hand, was not receiving any. So, when you're scrolling down the list and you don't see your name, you try to tell yourself, maybe my name wasn't uploaded yet. So you blame the internet, or you just think, maybe I'm dreaming. I wasn't dreaming. Reality at that point hit me hard like a gut punch. I failed the bar exams. So now what? Your first instinct may be to instantly analyze what went wrong. Maybe the examiners were being unfair. Maybe they checked the wrong papers. Or in your case, maybe they checked the wrong computer, or they sent the wrong document. Maybe you're also thinking life is being unfair, or that you're a victim of bad luck or fate. And most likely, because I was also feeling the same feeling, you're probably saying to yourself, I'm 10 times smarter than those who made that list. Why didn't I make it? I'm not discounting this feeling that you're going through right now, but it's valid because the same thoughts went through my head. I'm here to tell you, no matter what you think, it's not going to change the fact that you failed. And I know every bone in your body will fight this feeling of not accepting that you failed. Just let the emotions flow. I, for one, went through years of self-denial, which I will detail in the upcoming videos. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to get drunk, do so. But be with family and friends. You'll realize that later on, that in the same way that you can't pass the bar exams alone, you don't go through failing the bar exams alone. On the day the results came out, my then girlfriend, who's now my wife, skipped class to be with me. She was also in law school then. Earl, my friend who passed the bar exams, was with me that day. And I also received messages, eventually, from friends showing their support. And really, at that moment, you can't do anything. You went through one of the most grueling, if not the most grueling 6 months of your life. Of course, you'll feel defeated. Of course, you'll feel like a total failure. I'm here to tell you that that's normal. At this point, my advice to you would be to just let the emotions flow. Soak it in. Remember this moment. This day, December 13, 2024, that you failed the bar exams. You won't see it now. You won't realize it now. But several years from now, as Steve Jobs said, you'll be able to connect the dots looking back. Because you can't connect the dots looking forward. I promise you, you'll be thankful you're feeling this. You'll be thankful that you went through this failure, which if you're Asian and if you're from the Philippines, is failure at a grand scale. You might feel shame. That's normal. Embrace it. In the next video, I'll tell you a few things I learned about failing the bar exams. But that's it for now. Again, embrace failure. Embrace this failure. I'll see you in a few days.